look back.
Hi guys, welcome back to Sydney, my Sydney hangar. I did mention that we'd have a look around here. The Raven kit went in fine. We didn't get to test it immediately after the install, but I'm very happy to say I got back last week. We did a flight. I put it through its paces, and here's a quick clip of what we did. I just used the one camera just to have a look at the few maneuvers I would do to try and encourage a bit of negative G. So let's have a look. I'll just cross across there. We'll go through those, only a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll show you around this garage. See you shortly. So for these maneuvers I did were just to try and encourage a bit of the oil getting pushed out of the breather valve. So initially I've done a half cube, and so once we get into that inverted position I've just checked forward a bit and then rolled out, and after that we're going into a split S. Now at the inverted, I do, if you watch the stick, it goes forward slightly like that, just to try and encourage that 0 G. And we'll do it again with a slow roll. So going into a slow roll over here, wait for it. I'll just pause it or slow it down just in that position there, just giving us some 0 G, and rolling out. Next maneuver, the hammerhead. Often get the puff of smoke out the back when you hit the apex. So turning there on about 75 knots, you push forward a bit on the stick, and that creates that 0 G. Now this move I'm doing is just the normal power off stall recovery, just showing where the buffet is. It's very docile. You can see over there suddenly brakes, and then we just push forward, and that's going to about 60 knots or even a bit less. I also did the spin. This was mainly to show how many revolutions it takes to stop in an almost established spin. So what I do is I pause it over there. You can see that little river there. This is just when my leg comes off and pushes the opposite rudder. Then we go around and stick forward. There's that river. So it's 1 revolution exactly. Just a few interesting facts, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Now back to the garage. So, got to say, I'm very happy with the half Raven. It's doing the job adequately. As I said, there was maybe 1 drop of oil which I found at the bottom of the aerial, but that would be maybe 100 mils or so, as opposed to, I don't know, maybe I was losing 300-400 mils of oil. There's always going to be a little, because as you get the transition, the valve, you're going to have the balls moving across and you might get a bit out, so that's okay. But for what I'm doing, very happy, guys. If you want to do the same for your Raven, if you're doing my sorts of aerobatics, perfect. If you want to go the full kit, the guys at Raven are fantastic. Go for it. I might even look at putting the full Raven in eventually, if I start finding I quite like looking at the Earth the wrong way around. But we'll see. Watch this space. Anyway, I'm going to take you around and just show you a few of my smaller aeroplanes. This is a hobby that started me in the whole thing, and I get a lot of fun out of it. So let's go and have a look. So this is my intricate storage system. It works okay. It's reasonably convenient. Packs a few up there. So let's go and have a look at the individual planes. Some of them might interest you more than the others, but quite exciting. Some of these jets that I'll show you, and then of course one of my favorite, this big old aerobatics guy. It's actually called a Raven. So this is the Raven up close and personal. The original Raven, the real plane, was built by Wayne Handley, who was an aerobatics pilot, and he took a Krasker Rebel and put a pair of Zivco Edge 540 wings on, created a fantastic aerobatics plane, and it could do negative positive 16 Gs, which is insane. This guy flies very nicely, good slow characteristics and a lot of power. So great fun to fly. Even being electric with that big 24-inch prop, it can do some crazy stuff. Love to fly this. And I mentioned it was electric, so this is the pack that I have to use. So there's 4 batteries, each of these weighing 750 grams, 5,000 milliamp hours, and altogether 3 kilos of weight that it carries, but it doesn't even feel it with the wingspan that it has. Okay, here we have the Ultra Flash. It's a jet with a combustion jet engine, little 14 kilo thrust, so that pushes more than 1-to-1 power weight ratio, and this thing is fantastic, almost unlimited vertical, reaches speeds just under 400 kilometers an hour, great fun to fly, big challenge to land. I've got another one over here which is the same model. This one's called a Flash, only a few small changes. The horizontal stabilizer is a bit different, and it does have wing tanks, fake wing tanks of course. We can have a look inside and you'll see the jet engine. So these little jet engines, this one's also about 14 kilo thrust, they burn the same fuel as any commercial jet, which would be Jet A1 with a bit of oil, and they perform and sound very similar. Great fun to fly. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will recognize this one. This is the L39 Albatross. It's a Czech jet, and it often turns up at a lot of the air shows around Sydney, and I'm sure you have them all over the world. They're a great looking plane with the wings and the wing tanks, and I've got a still shot there of one, and also fly beautifully. Most enjoyable. Next to that is the Viper. So the Viper, this is also just under a similar size to the L39, just under a 2-meter wingspan. This is a beautiful plane to fly. It's very docile. It's built to fly as opposed to speed, which is what most of these jets are. And being a private jet, they can be built. The rather wealthy pilots would fly around America. If you had a pilot in there, this would be, it's not a very big jet, even though it does look quite large, but very nice to fly. And there's a picture of the whole jet with the wings on. Right, down here we have the BAE Hawk in the British colours, and this is actually the first jet that I built and owned. It's not quite an ARF kit, so there was a fair bit of moulding and painting to be done, but this is a kit by Schubler in Germany, and it's also an electric engine, or EDF, electric ducted fan. It's got great performance, lovely to fly, very stable. Had it for a long time, so hopefully it'll stick around for a bit longer. So other than that, we've got a few small planes, but we've got the CAP 232, little 3-cell plane, good fun to fly. This is actually my son Ben's trainer, very nice one to fly. And then a bunch of foamies, which are great fun, very fast. We're getting up around 180 k's an hour with these guys, so all good fun. Helicopter, don't really fly helicopters much anymore, but that one there is a big one, big electric, 1400 mil wingspan, or disc size I should say. And then up here, this is a lovely size. This is a MXS Breitling, very similar to what Nigel Lamb was flying in the Red Bull Air Race, although this is a bit of an older model. Nice one to fly, a little electric 4-cell, very good for training aerobatics. So there we have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed my little hangar here in Sydney. Can't wait to get out into the sky again and maybe put up a few more posts. It's looking good for us in New South Wales. We're almost up to 80% double vaxxers, which means things are really going to open up. So I look forward to doing a bit of flying. So all of you out there, enjoy. I look forward to looking at any footage you guys post, and see you up there in the great blue yonder. Safe flying. See you next time. Ciao.